real opportunity to be able to meet young people when they're in a time where they're in stress, they realise that they've made a mistake, that there's consequences and they're being caught out. It's a time when the young person is probably most receptive to start thinking about, well, is this what I want to do with the rest of my life?
It's an opportunity for the independent person to offer the young person an option for support outside the station, or it's also an opportunity to offer some options to enhance their skills. For example, if a young person might be brought in for graffiti and they've obviously got skills with drawing, they might be interested in attending some art classes.
To know that there are services that they can go to, because sometimes when we are young, we don't know. We want to talk to someone and the parents are not available, because when you come to Australia or when you are in a home where that is not functioning so normal or so helpful, you need to know that there's people out there that will listen to what you want to say, and they're interested in you as a person.
Some people will start to open up and they'll say, well, I really enjoy tinkering with things, or I really enjoy being able to talk to other people about things, or whatever it might be. And you start to get an idea, well, perhaps they might be good at using their hands. Would you like to be a tradesperson? How about doing an apprenticeship or something like that?
The person that is going to sit down and listen to the young person needs to be very importantly non-judgmental, because I will feel if you're judging me. Sometimes
Young people have had workers and they've had bad experiences. And on other occasions, young people have just got a resistance to making decisions about their life. And they're in a state of avoidance, and quite often that's a circumstance that's got them into problems anyway.
Well, I think it's really important not to use the word referral, you know, the R word, because a lot of young people who come through our program have had workers for years, and you know, they're sick and tired of hearing about workers and referrals, and it doesn't, I don't think it means a lot to say, do you want a referral?
It was a young man, 17 years old, and he had been punching the walls. His hands were swollen when I came in. I asked him what happened, and he said, oh, I just not feeling well. And I said, have the police treated you with respect? And he said, yes. I said, would you like to talk about what's going on at the moment? He said, no, looking down. I said, that's fine. I just want you to know that I'm here for you. I'm not here because of what you have done or because of the police or anything. It's nothing to do with that. If we wouldn't care, we wouldn't be here. We are volunteers. And then he started telling me that he had been in Australia for about a few months. And I said to him, it must be very hard for you. You know, you come here, you're the first one in the family. Your parents don't know how it is to adapt with other young people. And I think they feel understood.
I think it's important to look at your referral sheet from time to time and just familiarise yourself with the different services. Get used to being able to pick up from the young person what their needs are, talk to them about their sporting activities, talk to them about their likes or their dislikes and things like that, and gain information and use that information back with them so that it becomes personal to them.
And just having that key word too, you know, it might be art, it might be music, it might be sport, but if they can, you know, just pick up those clues, I guess, throughout the time that they're with the young person. And so it's not only looking at that they might need drug and alcohol counselling, for example, but you know, to be able to expand their interests and yeah, enhance their skills. We had a young person who was interested in music, and we were able to refer them to a service, and they invited them to the Battle of the Bands.
Some really great referrals are like, young Letitia wanted to, she's talking about wanting to re-engage with TAFE, and she'd like a youth worker to help her with that. Case management's like, I guess it's a way of providing support to young people. That's a little bit more practical based than say counselling sessions. So the difference with say counselling is you might be talking through an issue, whereas with case management, not only can we talk through the issue, but we can actually make a referral to some housing, or take the young person over to Centrelink and get their forms sorted out for youth allowance, or make a meeting with the school and talk about a plan to get back into school. Any description that you can provide about what case management is, what a youth worker does, it just helps them with that process of feeling okay and trusting that's you know, going to be a helpful process. Contact details are the most important thing. We sometimes get referrals that don't have contact details that are complete. So we can't follow that up. So if the address is wrong or the phone number is missing, or perhaps there's just an email address but it's also incomplete or doesn't work, then literally that referral, there's nothing really we can do from there. I think it's well worth the time and effort just to double check that number's correct with the young person. Say, are you sure this one's connected? And just repeat the numbers back. We get a fax and we pick it up, and we hope to get to that pretty much within 48 hours. And then from there, we'll make contact with that young person and start a bit of an assessment. If it's not something we can manage here, we'll very quickly work up an appropriate referral. So that might be to a community agency such as Headspace, or it might be through a welfare worker, through a school, or might be private psychologists. We kind of feel it's really important that the young person knows what they're getting into. So we don't want to be telemarketers. We don't want to be calling this young person and just cold calling them, saying, hey, we're a youth worker, do you want some help? Remember the other night when you're down at the station? That's going to be a really tough call for us to kind of get the young person around, because they might just want to put that whole incident behind them.
It's not your fault as the IP if you are rejected by the young person for a referral. You have not let the young person down. But you do let the young person down if you do not offer a referral to them. You don't know what stage of life, what stage of considering their future that the young person's in at that point in time. But you need to open up that opportunity by offering the referral.